guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing with the hottest new collab in town. Betty Jean is bringing us another installment in her collaborations, and this time it's with Fantasy Cosmetica. So if you want to see an eye look, see some swatches on my skin tone, and hear my first impression thoughts, then just keep watching. If this happens to be your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do have a very large indie eyeshadow palette collection, and I'm so proud of it. So if you want to talk about the latest makeup drops, then this is the place for you. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. So you've probably already seen this beautiful collaboration. I'm just gonna get right into close-ups and swatches so we can get to an eye look. So the collaboration is between Fantasy Cosmetica and Betty Jean, and it's called the Witchy-inspired. And this is launching on October 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the palette will retail for $49.99, and discount codes will not apply. So they will also have this for sale at Monolith for those in Europe, and I Feel Beautiful for those in Canada. So hopefully that is helpful to y'all. I think this packaging is so cute. I love the red foil. It is so interesting and it's so spooky, and it has like a book vibe to it, which I know Betty Jean's always posting about the books she's reading. So I think it's so cool. She's been doing a lot of like BYOP palettes that are themed on her different reads, so I think that is really cool. Of course, there's a cat on the cover, which totally makes sense because she has the most adorable kitties. And on the inside we have 12 beautiful shades. We have 6 mattes and 6 shimmers. I feel like this color story is so different from anything Fantasy Cosmetica has done. Potion is a bright blue shade. Then we have Moonlight, which is a shimmery light blue. Feline is a dark blue matte. Hex is a pink shimmer shade. Cauldron is a light purple. And then we have Oracle, which is a shimmery pinky purple. Herbs is a darker purple shimmer. Coven is a deeper matte purple shade. Altar is a cool marble shade. So it shifts from like a purple to a beautiful turquoise. And then Tarot is a bright red. I feel like I've been waiting for a bright red shade in a palette for Halloween, and Betty Jean is here to save the day. Spells is a metallic red. It's so vibrant. I can't wait to play with that one. And the last shade in the palette is Chant, and it looks like a terracotta red that leans more red. I really like the undertone of that color. It's a little bit different from like just an everyday burgundy shade. Those are all the swatches and the close-ups. I do also love that the palette has her name on the back, and I love the red foil. I just think it looks so interesting. So yeah, that is kind of the close-ups and swatches. Now let's go ahead and get into a look. I'm just taking this little Sigma brush. I think I'll start off with Chant actually. My instinct is to go into Tarot, but I think I'm gonna wait. Look at, oh my gosh. So pigmented. Honestly, I could tell the mattes were really pigmented just from the way they swatched. They were not messing around. I was just like, I could just tell they were going to be pigmented mattes. Sometimes when you've dug into as many eyeshadows as I have, it almost becomes muscle memory. Like, you know what a good pigmented shadow feels like. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe somebody's going to yell at me in the comments, but that is what I sincerely believe. I am going to keep an open space there in the front half of the eyelid because I really liked the little pop of a matte shade that I did with my Bella Beauté bar look. So I think I'm just going to try and do something similar with this palette. We've got a lot of pretty pastel-y options, so I have an idea. We'll try it and see. Okay, so I'm going to take this red shade, the shade Tarot, and I think I'm just going to try and like blend out the edges a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to mix Spells and this shade called Oracle on the lid. We'll see if it works. We'll see. I'm going to take this big Sigma brush. I've been loving it for my lids. It's just so big and it makes it really easy to apply a shimmer. So I'm going to try and mix 2 metallics. I don't usually do that, but I kind of want to see if I can create something a little bit more sparkly, because this red looks like a pretty metallic, but I don't feel like it's shimmery enough, so I wanted to add another shade on top just to kind of make it pop a little bit more, I guess. That's such a pretty color. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. It's like adding a fun like sparkle and it's lightening up the red a little bit, but it's still looking nice and dramatic. So now I want to pack on the accent color. I'm going to use the Sigma brush. This is an E54 medium sweeper. It's a little bit thick, and so I'm going to surprise you guys with the inner corner color. Okay, ready? I just felt like that was going to be a fun pop of color. Okay, I had way too much fun doing that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of red and just kind of popping it on the waterline just to kind of match the top half of my look. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Omen, which is the purpley color, and I'm gonna add a little bit of that on the outer edge because I want to add a little bit of depth. I was going to use the blue, but I feel like the blue is a little bit too contrasty with the red right now. And I just really wanted to almost make it look like I just had a deeper red on the outer corner. The purple's working all right for that. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of the red and just kind of do some little mixing on my lid here. I'm going to take a little bit more of Oracle. I think we need to jazz up the shimmer. There we go. I think I'm going to take, there's like this icy blue shade called Moonlight. And I think I can use just a little bit of that on the very, very inner part. Just to give it a little sparkle. I don't know, I just wanted to play with some different colors. I don't know if I'm pulling this off, but you know what always helps me is putting on some mascara and finishing up a makeup look. It really ties everything together, so even though it looks a little bit like wild and a little bit crazy, I think we're gonna make it work. Let's see. I'll be right back. Okay, I feel like I found the most perfect earrings to go with this makeup look. I got these, I think a couple months ago from Zara, and they just remind me so much of this combo on my eyes today. Anyways, let me go ahead and tell you really quick what else is on my face today in case you guys are curious. So anytime I'm filming a video like this, I use it as an opportunity to shop my stash, and I hadn't used this Maybelline Superstay in a while. So I dug it out and used it today. This is such a good drugstore foundation, and so it was fun to use it again. Wearing my Tower 28 concealer, it's one of my favorites. And then my lip combo today is kind of a random lip combo. This is Bad Blood from Unearthly, and I paired it with a Rare Beauty gloss, and this is the shade Spark. Did you guys hear Selena is getting married this weekend? Kind of exciting. I can't wait to see the pictures. For bronzer, of course, I used my Hung Wango powder bronzer. This is in the shade Hardworking. I love the shade so much. And then my liquid bronzer is from Say, and that is the shade Swim. For my blush combo, I had to go all out. I wanted to wear a red, but I wanted it to be subtle. So I started off with Rare Beauty. This is the shade Grateful. And then I topped it with Cherry Pied from Fenty Beauty. This was one of the limited edition blushes from the summer, and it's a really pretty like corally shimmer. So I threw that on, and then I wanted a little more. So I threw on the highlighter from the Tangled collection and ColourPop. This is I See the Light, and it's a really pretty duochrome highlighter that shifts from like a peach to a pink. So yeah, I wore all three of them because why not? And that is what I used to finish up this look. I really don't have anything bad to say about this palette. I think it's so cute. I love that it's a 12 pan. So it's not too big, but it's not a 9-pan palette. So I think there's just a little bit more that you can play with, a little extra. I think a lot of these shades, they kind of could be their own monochromatic look, or you can mix and match. Oh, I can't wait to dive into these purples. I would also love to do just like a teal blue look here with that top row. I know that Betty Jean is such a genius when it comes to mixing and matching combos. I love her makeup style. Again, she's another creator on this platform. Like, I wish I just had a quarter, just like a drop of her talent in my body. so that I could create some of the looks that she creates. Oh my gosh, so fun to watch her. This palette is awesome. I love the mattes. The formula is great. They're very pigmented, but I didn't have too much of a hard time blending them out. I just really enjoyed the mattes. The shimmers are lovely. They layered nicely, they foiled, and I think they will last really well on my eyes as well. I've never had an issue with the Fantasy Cosmetica formula. Yeah, they did a really great job with this palette, and congratulations to Betty Jean. I definitely can't wait to play with this palette some more. Like I said, this palette is launching on October 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 11 a.m. Central Time. So definitely go ahead and set a reminder, because I know that there is a crazy amount of launches. I know if you're anything like me, it's so easy for a date to slip past. But anyways, I'm so excited. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. And I will see you for sure on Tuesday with new makeup releases, and maybe on Monday if I manage to film something else. I have a few new palettes to play with. I never got a chance to film with the new Blend Money collection or the new Davini Beauty collection, so I might put those together, or I might just do separate videos. Let me know down in the comments if you have any opinions on that. If you haven't caught up with my channel, I did post a bunch of new videos this week, so I have the Glaminatrix palette, Simply Posh palette, the Bella Beauté Bar collection that's launching this week. So lots for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, friends!